Bitcoin is back above 50,000. Hooray, we did it as stocks dump like illiquid shitcoins. Are we finally seeing Bitcoin become an inflation hedge and become uncorrelated? Yes, because it's always been an inflation hedge and it was always uncorrelated to other markets. We're going to talk about that and so much more. I have some videos to share with you that are going to blow your mind as well as some charts. You guys don't want to miss this. Let's go.
Let's go.
What is up, everybody? I am Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and use your nose to aggressively hit that like button over and over again like a woodpecker. It's going to go like, unlike, like, unlike, like, unlike. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Do that. Use your nose. Hit that like button. Guys, welcome, Wolfpack. It is Tuesday morning, 9:30 a.m. EDT, and Bitcoin is back above 50,000. Hooray, we did it. Will it sustain? I have no idea. I don't have a crystal ball any more than anyone else, but things are looking good in the market. But most notably, they're looking good while other markets do not. Beautifully idiosyncratic asset, as I've talked about many times. Bitcoin is not correlated when you look at it over time. Listen, let's start right now. We're going to dig into the news and charts. Oh, and one other thing. I paid everyone. I paid out the $5,000. And that $5,000 is probably like $5,250 now to the people who won. So congratulations to all of you. 5 people took it in Bitcoin. 5 people took it in Ethereum. Interesting mix there. Anecdotally, seems that people are not married to one or the other asset as a whole. But let's go ahead and dig into the market right now. Bitcoin breaks 50K for first time in a month. The gain comes amid a weak start to October for U.S. stocks. That's basically all there is to see here in this article. Just the statement that it's back above 50K. Is 50K a meaningful level? Not really on the chart, let's be honest. But it's a super important psychological level. People love round numbers, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 one day, right? Am I right? Am I right? We're going to hit 100? I know that we are. But 50K is halfway there, right? So I think it's a meaningful number in a lot of people's minds. A lot of institutional and retail and mainstream investors probably see 50K, and that number is striking. So let's hope that we can hold that level. Now, this is interesting. 4 factors helping Bitcoin to 50K as stock market declines. Start of the month price rallies are driven primarily by untrackable fund flows, one fund manager says. Let's quickly go through the 4 things right here. First, inflation hedge. Inflation is here to stay. No shit, Sherlock. And every household is starting to see prices skyrocket for goods and services nationwide. Many savvy investors look for asymmetric opportunities in a hedge against inflation, and there's always one common asset that comes to mind. Remember, Bitcoin is the only asset that governments or central banks cannot manipulate. Only asset that they cannot manipulate. They buy and sell gold, right? So they can theoretically manipulate the supply and price of gold as well. But what's interesting here is that they've been saying, inflation is transitory. Inflation is transitory. It's no big deal. And now all of a sudden it's like, maybe inflation is just going to kind of keep going and we can't really control it. But whatever, guys. Did I say transitory? You never heard me say transitory. And what is transitory anyways? Guys, central banks have very little control of what's going on right now. Inflation is going to continue to rise, going out of control, and people are going to start to see that in their pockets. But the nonsense to me here is that now you get the articles this week saying it's an inflation hedge. A couple weeks ago, stocks went down and Bitcoin dropped and everyone said it's not an inflation hedge. It might have been literally 2 weeks ago on Tuesday that I went back on Fox News with Charles Payne, making money with Charles Payne. And he said, what's up, man? Like, stocks go down. Bitcoin's supposed to be an inflation hedge and it dropped too. And I told him, you can't judge an inflation hedge in one day, just like we also can't say now that it has become an inflation hedge just because we have a few days of price action where the markets are going separate. You judge an inflation hedge over decades. You buy gold not to sell it in a week when inflation changes. You buy gold for your lifetime to hedge against the losses of the value of your dollar. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. So the whole, is it an inflation hedge? Is it not being judged on a week-to-week basis is complete nonsense, as you guys know. But we all know that Bitcoin, mathematically, it's not really an argument, right? We know that supply difficulty diminishes in half every 4 years. We know that there's a fixed supply, and we know that if demand remains the same or rises, that the price is going to rise. It's a perfect hedge against inflation, no question here. Number two, institutional flows. Institutions and venture capital firms are pouring money into the crypto ecosystem, having shown no signs of relenting during the recent bearish price trends. New quarterly months have typically seen a lot of new fund flows into the ecosystem, so funds need to put capital to work, which has helped in this case. Guys, the very benefit of that exact money printing, who does money printing help, right? It hurts poor people. It really helps rich people. The rich have gotten so much richer, and institutions have so much extra cash on hand now as a result, and they're pouring it into crypto. No question. We're seeing unicorns left and right, $1 billion valuation, $4 billion valuation, $650 million raise for companies that we viewed as small in the crypto ecosystem. Literally hedge funds, private equity, venture capital. They need to put money to work, and they cannot find a better place to do it than crypto. We're seeing so much money pouring into this space. Seasonality. Some investors could be buying the cryptocurrency on expectations that the final 3 months of the year will bring a more substantial rally as they have done in the past. We've talked about this ad nauseum. Fourth quarter has always generally been pretty good for Bitcoin. We've seen the biggest moves ever in the crypto market in October, November, and December. So a lot of people maybe are looking at that as the expectation and a reason to start buying. So price is going up. We literally saw the market looked crappy the last day of September and all of a sudden pumped and looked amazing on the 1st of October. That's probably the whales playing with us, but hey, man, why not? And finally, ETF speculation. Obviously, we all know that the ETF will be approved or disproved, at least the physical ETF, by the SEC and Gary Gensler by November 14th. They've kicked the can down the road as far as it will go. Well, there's no road left and you have to make a decision. I hate to say it, but you regulators are going to have to actually make a decision for once in your lives about crypto. But even if they reject that, we know that Gensler is generally favoring a Bitcoin futures ETF, and we might see that in the very near future. We've seen a lot of those products applied for. So likely we are going to see it. And if there's hype about that and institutions are really starting to believe that that could happen, well, guys, you know what comes next. But I want to take a very quick look at something funny. What is this chart? SPX versus Bitcoin. I talk very often about the denominator, right? Stocks only go up, but why do stocks only go up? Because the value of your dollar goes down, right? We've seen the DXY index. We know that that's the value of the dollar, but that's only versus a basket of other currencies, right? So the dollar can be doing poorly, but as long as the euro and the yen and these other currencies are doing worse, the dollar still looks good, right? Prettiest pig in the pen, as I like to always say. Well, this is what happens when you denominate the S&P in Bitcoin, right? Instead of saying what's the value of stocks as a whole, the S&P, SPX versus dollars, this is what happens when you do it versus Bitcoin. Does this look correlated to you? This is like a very random metric here, but I mean, this is like down like 90% since 2015, more 100, almost 100%. You can't go down further than 100%, 99%. Since 2015 here, right? So if you were denominating stocks against Bitcoin, they've basically lost all of their value and continue to drop. They continue to drop. This is not debatable, right? So talking about correlation, talking about the fact that Bitcoin's going to dump if the market dumps, it's stupid. Bitcoin may dump for a day or two when the market dumps, but it always rises again and it always rises more. Same thing I said to Charles Payne as well. He said, well, Bitcoin drops when stocks drop. And I said, yeah, but they both dropped in March of 2020. Then Bitcoin went up 17 times and stocks doubled. So isn't it disingenuous to only talk about that momentary downside and not talk about the upside? It's absurd. Let's dig into the Bitcoin chart, guys. Listen, PlanB, right? Said 46K or 47K in August, whatever it was, 43K in September, 63K October, rising up to six figure by the end of the year. I show this chart over and over again because I want you guys to zoom out and chill. This is the monthly chart. Bitcoin's been in a huge ascending channel since 2013. It's a perfect channel. Now that we've flipped the EQ, this resistance and support, this dashed line to support, clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on the 6th month right now holding it, and we're starting to see bullish movement. Listen, it's only the 5th of October. I'm assuming we will see a higher close by the end of the month. Easy to get to six-figure Bitcoin. Even if it was January that we reached the top of the channel, that's about 215,000. If it takes till next, May to reach the top of the channel, you're talking about 271,000. This is a simple chart. Doesn't matter if it's monthly, hourly, 15-minute technical analysis works the same way. When you're in an ascending channel and you flip the EQ to support, you target. Doesn't mean you'll definitely get there, but in theory, you target the top of that channel. Six-figure Bitcoin. Zoom out, chill, zoom out, chill, guys. I'm getting a warning here. It's trouble streaming to Facebook. No, big shocker there, wouldn't you guys say? Okay. Anyways, how have you drawn that graph? I used a channel tool. I used the parallel channel tool and I pulled it. Perfect, right? Down, up, exact touch down, slight break above, but perfect touch there, and another exact 1, 2, 3. When you're talking about a channel that's existed for 8 years, and the support touches are literally exact. Literally exact. All right, let's drill into the daily. No surprises. I showed you this descending wedge over and over again. Said we are consolidating around 42,000. Well, now we're above 50,000, targeting 52,956 right here, the top of that wedge. And then, of course, we start talking about this supply zone up ahead, which is, between 55 and 57. And then, of course, the highs after that. But the target of this pattern breaking out right now is simply 52,956. We should get there. If you're an MA trader, I don't know how you can be at this point. When you saw this death cross that people loved having price go up, then we had a golden cross, which is supposed to be bullish. Price went down. They're lagging indicators, guys. MAs happen based on what happened before and not predicting what's going to happen in the future. But either way, if you are an MA trader, we have a flip and retest basically of the 50 MA and continued movement up. Looking at the 4-hour, bears in disbelief at the wrecked bear pennant they were so excited about. As I told you, symmetrical triangle, not pennant, broke up, retested. Well, now this is what I was worried about yesterday, right? This is what I was worried about yesterday was this bearish SFP. And I said, listen, we might see a little more downside before we go up. We did ultimately come all the way down to 46. I was looking for a little bit lower. But look at the volume on that candle, right? This candle had the wick up and down, but big volume. And then the next volume candle massively breaking through resistance on the biggest volume of this entire trading section, right? And so now we flip that to support. Break, flip to support. So look at this gaping gap of price action right here. When you have a drop this big, it's terrible, but it also means there's no resistance left behind, right? You've cleared everything through that order in a couple 4-hour candles. Well, now there's nothing but thin blue clean air up to 52,956, right? So this right here is the target of this move. If it flips that, we start talking about higher targets. And here on the line chart, as I talked about yesterday, we had the bear div, but it was very likely that if we saw any further drop, we would get a hidden bullish divergence. Even though it's tiny, it counts. We have one there. Higher lows on price, lower lows on RSI. That has sent price continuing up. It's a signal of continuation. And most importantly, basically a cancellation of the bear div. That said, we still have potential bearish divergence, right? We need RSI to get above here, 75, for this RSI to rise and then not have a lower high on RSI. Everything's looking good right now, and you can't worry about that right now. We don't even have a clear elbow down, right? And we had kind of a bear div right here, and it was utterly indifferent. This looks like a very, very strong move, guys. All right. Next story. I was tweeting, if you're wondering why I was tweeting about institutions this morning, it's because I was reading this story. Bank of America launches research for too large to ignore digital assets. The nation's second largest bank by assets starts coverage 3 months after creating a crypto research group. Like, these are the same guys who were mocking Bitcoin only a few months ago, saying it was too slow, clunky, environmental debate, all that crap. Well, guess what? You're all going to be Blockbuster in the face of Netflix. You're all going to be Kodak in the face of digital cameras if you don't accept that this is where the money's at. Listen, they're all about the Benjamins, institutions. They're all about the money, and they know that this is where the money is flowing. They got to come in or they are going to die, and they know it. Well, Bank of America has finally launched a research on it, which means they'll be presenting research on crypto assets and Bitcoin to all of their clients as a part of their normal research. This has now become one of their core assets that they will report on. It's actually really huge if you think about it. We believe crypto-based digital assets could form an entirely new asset class. Bitcoin is important with a market value of $900 billion, but the digital asset ecosystem is so much more. Tokens that act like operating systems, decentralized apps without middlemen, stable coins pegged to fiat currencies, central bank digital currencies to replace national currencies. They slid that in there. And non-fungible tokens enabling connections between creators and fans. So they went from being like, Bitcoin's kind of a scam to be like, we love everything about crypto. And they're all going to be doing this. They're all going to have to change their tune or die. And look, not just Bitcoin. Bank of America bullish on Ethereum, DeFi, and NFTs. As you saw right there, the most exciting new market in years. Welcome to the party, guys. We've only been talking about this for half a decade. Many people for a decade. But I mean, since 2017, for 4 years, the whole world has known about crypto and been talking about this. Bank of America is way behind. There are companies that are not way behind, like Fidelity. My podcast today with Jurien Timmer, who is the head of global macro at Fidelity. Fidelity has been in Bitcoin and crypto since 2016. They're almost an equally large institution. They mine, right? I mean, Fidelity is one of the largest mining operations in the United States. They were ahead of the curve and they will win. These people, listen, we're still early. So institutions that get in now are not too late, but soon the tide is going to turn against these guys. And the ones who sound like dinosaurs, oh, you can't get off my lawn with your Bitcoins and your decentralizations, right? Those people die. Let's be real, right? They're dinosaurs. Adapt now or die. Adapt or die. Oh, Kristen, you just said the exact same thing. Adapt or die. Great minds. All right, on to the next story. That's how they say story in French, is story. And you have to do it with your hand like that if you're going to talk French, so you can be very dramatic. Facebook, Instagram went down for hours as Bitcoin advocates took shots. Social media giants' major services went offline for hours yesterday. A prime example of the weakness of centralized services, says crypto enthusiasts. Okay, guys. Okay. It's fun. I tweeted this as well. It's fun to dunk on Facebook. I did it like 15 times yesterday. It's fun to dunk on Facebook, but let's not pretend that the systems that we've created could replace it, right? Yes, decentralization is absolutely the future. I believe that. I believe that we will evolve into systems that can handle that kind of level, but centralized systems as they stand, yes, of course they can break, and one domino can tip the entire thing, right? One DNS mistake, and all of a sudden some of the biggest platforms in the world and half the internet are seemingly down. But Ethereum had a bug a couple months ago that basically split the chain that we kind of didn't talk about. Solana, which is touted as the fastest and lowest latency blockchain, got overwhelmed very quickly and was down for 20 hours. We've seen contentious Bitcoin forks in the past. Listen, Bitcoin never goes down. That's true, but you can't build Facebook on Bitcoin right now and have it run at scale with billions of users. You just can't, right? And if you've ever read the Bitcoin Standard, for example, he makes the argument, and I don't agree with the point on altcoins and other chains, but he makes the point that Bitcoin works because almost it's slow, secure, and clunky, but its purpose is not to scale, and that once you start going to scale, that's when you start to have all these other problems. Centralized servers and systems are much faster and more efficient for this kind of thing. One day that may not be the case, but right now we kind of need the internet to stay online, right? It's fun to dunk on Facebook, but what about the people who, are doing business on Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram and this literally, or maybe they're communicating with their family members in a foreign country and that's the way they do it. We don't want to see those go down. So it's fun to cheer it, but also it's completely delusional to pretend that we've already built something that can replace those systems. We have not. Luna hits all-time highs after Terra network upgrade. The Columbus 5 upgrade has altered the network's token economics to place deflationary pressure on Luna. They named it after Columbus. I wonder if that means that they stole it and pretended that they discovered it, like America. Columbus didn't discover America, guys. Not even close. Prices for Terra Luna's token have hit record highs since Saturday after the blockchain's highly anticipated Columbus 5 upgrade went live. Guys, it's basically it makes them more interoperable. It makes their stablecoin basically the core of the Cosmos ecosystem. But most importantly, like we saw with EIP 1559 on Ethereum, Luna is now being burnt, making it more deflationary. There's a quote here somewhere about it here. Previously, when UST traded above $1, users could send $1 worth of Luna to a community pool and receive 1 UST in return, a trade that helped to bring the stablecoin's price back in line with the US dollar. Now, instead of being transferred to a community pool, Luna is burned whenever UST is minted. About 23.4 million Luna tokens, worth more than $1 billion at the current price, previously sent to the community pool, were burned the day of the upgrade. You know what happens when an asset gets more deflationary pressure, right? Burn supply, demand either stays the same or increases, goes down. Listen, demand can even drop as long as supply is dropping faster, the price should still go up, right? That's the beauty of deflation, guys, the beauty of deflation. But let's take a look very quickly at the Luna chart here. I've got the Luna USDT pulled up, guys. So listen, I had an alarm here. You saw it. We were down here when I was looking at this last week and said, hey, guys, watch for this to happen. We're seeing breaks of descending blue lines over and over again. Well, this one's even more special, right? Because we have a clear flagpole, bull pennant, and this consolidation, this pennant was below a fresh new all-time high, right? So we get the added bonus here. Not only the breakout of this pennant, we also get a break of the all-time high, a flip right now to support. If it holds $45, that will be the test that you're looking for. This is actually your entry, technically, is pretty much right now if you missed it down here. And then you get the full length of the flagpole as a target, sending price up to about $84. So almost doubling from here in theory, assuming that the market remains bullish. A lot to like here on the Luna chart. India fueling one of world's fastest growing crypto regions. 641% growth in the crypto market in the last 12 months. In countries where the people need better money, Bitcoin is being adopted. Crazy how that works. Crazy how that works. All over the world. We talk about institutional adoption and the number going up in the United States, but that's not what Bitcoin was made for. It's exciting, but Bitcoin was actually made to be adopted in places that suffer hyperinflation or where people don't have access to the banking system. That's the entire point. And we're seeing that adoption in huge numbers across the world. Pakistan doing huge numbers, Vietnam doing huge numbers. It's all down in this article. You should check it out. But here you can see, aside from India, the report flagged increased crypto adoption in Pakistan and Vietnam. The share of Indian activity on decentralized finance platforms was 59% higher than the latter two nations. So we know that a lot of the innovation in the space, I mean, Polygon, a lot of these huge projects are based in India. So of course, they're using the products that they're building. But guys, we are just at the beginning of worldwide mainstream adoption of crypto. The United States may get left behind. They may overregulate. There's a lot of problems that could happen here, but none of that matters. This is going to be adopted all over the world, no matter what governments do with it. What do we have next? Oh, God. Oh, God. This is the founder of Citadel, Ken Griffin, billionaire, says they would trade crypto if regulated. You read it, it seems pretty good. Billionaire also says time for America to move on from Trump. Great. That's not what the article is about. Let's see what Ken Griffin had to say about crypto. Oh, you guys are going to love this. You're going to love this.
What you think about crypto. Cryptocurrencies have become a $2 trillion market. And a number of other big trading firms, including those in this town, such as DRW and Jump Trading, are making a big push into crypto. Do you believe in crypto? And even if you don't, Ken, should your businesses be active investors or traders in crypto anyway?
That is a great question. So first and foremost, I wish all this passion and energy that went into crypto was directed towards making the United States stronger.
What? Okay, sorry. That quote, oh my God. Yes, we should all spend our time innovating, doing everything to make the United States stronger. Everyone, everywhere in the world should spend all of their resources improving the United States. Okay, let's go.
I mean, let's face it, it's a jihadist call that we don't believe in the dollar. I mean,
he just called it a jihadist call that we don't believe in the dollar. He just likened Bitcoin to jihad against the dollar. Let's keep going.
What a crazy concept this is, that we as a country embrace so many bright, young, talented people to come up with a replacement for our reserve currency, which helps to make our standard of living a reality and accrues incredible benefits back to our country. Let's replace the dollars, the global reserve currency, with Bitcoin. That's a brilliant idea. By the way, let's go ahead and build several hundred new power plants that produce an unbelievable amount of carbon to make that dream a reality.
Okay, so he's doing the energy debate thing. That's always fun. That's obviously been disproven. But like, how fucking blind are you? First of all, the United States is a part of the world. It's not the entire world. So let's not pretend that people in other countries should spend their time innovating to improve America and to make America great again, right? I mean, how blind are you not to realize the problems with the dollar and fiat currency and to expect that every smart person in the country and worldwide should be working to better America? But guys, let's keep going. He's not done.
I think I maybe just told you how I feel about crypto.
Eat one.
No, could you please be a little more explicit?
So I will have so much hate mail in my inbox and on my Twitter account in about 30 minutes, I can't count it. But we don't trade crypto because of the regulatory uncertainty. We often make markets in companies whose business models I don't really have fondness for, because one of our jobs as a market maker is to meet the liquidity demands of American families that want to invest in X, Y, or Z. And frankly, it's not my job to tell them if they're right or wrong. It's my job to provide them with the best possible price.
All right. I can't. So this is basically what happens. I'll summarize the rest of it so you don't have to listen because you might vomit in your mouth repeatedly like I think I just did. Okay. He said that we should all be working to improve America because apparently America is the only place in the world that exists and the only people that matter are American citizens, and the rest of the world can basically shove it, right? Number two, that Bitcoin is a jihad against the United States dollar, but then goes on to say, if it's regulated, we will make a shit ton of money market making. So we will definitely do that. We will definitely do that. Once again, it's all about the dollar. There's no moral sense here. We have Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, saying, you know, if you touch Bitcoin, you're going to be fired from my company. It's a disaster. It's the worst thing that's ever happened. Oh, by the way, our wealthy clients can trade Bitcoin as much as they want because we want to make money. Either have a moral stand against it, or, you know, if you're so morally against Bitcoin, then don't make money on it, dick. But no, of course. Well, if we can make money on it, obviously, but like jihad, you know? So like, I don't know, like Citadel CEO, Ken Griffin. So like, I mean, you want to, you know, market make on some third-party illegal nuclear weapons? Well, I'm against nuclear war, but like, if I can get that spread tight enough, yeah, we'll sell some nuclear weapons to jihadists. Cool. It's fine. It's fine. Bottom line, guys. Oh my God. This is what we're dealing with. And in 6 months, Ken Griffin will be talking about how 5% of his net worth is in Bitcoin. What a dick. What a dick. NFT trading volume surges 700% to 10.7 billion in Q3. The increase was powered by a record-breaking August that generated over 5.2 billion of trades. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Bottom line, NFTs aren't going anywhere. Trading volume is going absolutely bananas and insane, and the space has just begun. The power of NFTs is just beginning to be realized, and it's not about JPEGs and art and all these things that's making us all this money. An NFT is proof of ownership and scarcity that can be transferred between two people without dickheads like Ken Griffin and Citadel in the middle. I mean, these are the guys that like are buying, you know, Robinhood's order flow and stuff. Not even talk about that. But NFTs are the future because they will eliminate third parties from our transactions. I'll be able to send you something without having to trust someone else to tell me it's okay and take their piece. NFTs are just in the beginning. Meme coin Shiba Inu hits 5-month high. Dogecoin up nearly 10%. Meme coin and Dogecoin rival Shib has jumped by more than 57% over the day following another Shiba Inu themed tweet by Elon Musk. Elon Musk tweeted a dog. Elon Musk tweeted a picture of his dog, and Shiba Inu coin did this. Well, you wonder why they don't take us seriously sometimes, and it's really fun. But, you know, I'm not sharing my screen, am I? I'm not sharing my screen. Well, there was the NFT story. And there's his dog. Right? Yeah, cute dog. And this is what's happening with Shib. That's what's happening with Shib. We talked about it yesterday. I said, you know, we were actually down here. But these are your key levels, right? And this one flipped perfectly to support. I mean, this should be going up here and beyond. This looks unstoppable. This is the largest volume by far on Shib that we have seen. Dude, the dog's cute. You guys are right. I mean, it's a cute dog, cute little flocky, cute. It's a cute dog. I agree with all that. But like, should millions of dollars in assets, this doubled. It doubled in price because his dog is cute. Cool. Listen, in Doge, we were looking at it, I think just yesterday, and I said we needed to flip 23.31. Well, that's happened. So now Doge should be heading up, I would say, probably to 26 cents, right around this area, and then inevitably this line. But if it breaks this line, that's when I believe we are heading up. Looking at I love that my producer is sending me comments to look at, but I can't actually find the comments when I go back, so it's impossible. All right. That is all for the news and the charts today, guys. And what a beautiful day it is. Is Bitcoin still above 50 as we're talking? Oh, 50,302. It is all day. I said all day, and some of you's days are ending, and then I'm right. So that makes me right. That makes me right. I'm a right person. Being right doesn't matter, though, guys. So, yeah, listen, this is all you get of me today. It's actually about to hit the daily high, 50,000. This is all you guys get of me today. It's Tuesday. This afternoon, I'll be recording podcasts and doing all the other things in my life that are important. Share these videos with your friends. Tell your friends about me. No, but seriously, guys, I appreciate it. I think we're really building a nice community here, the Wolf Pack. I see your same amazing faces and avatars and comments over here every day. Do not think that it is not unnoticed. I see you guys. I see you. I see that you show up. I love hanging out with you guys. This is really fun. Listen, I just do this because I love it. I show up at 9:30 in the morning, not because we're sponsored or because someone's paying me and not because of growth. Just want to do it. I just want to do it. And I love doing this with you guys. So listen, none of it would be possible if you weren't here. Amazing. Let's hope that we'll be saying 60K all day soon. Peace.
That's dope.